The tension in the West Philippine Sea has reached a dangerous new level. China has deployed floating buoys and fighter jets inside waters claimed by the Philippines, stirring anger, fear, and growing concern across the region. Many are now asking the same question: how far will China go, and what will the Philippines do next? These bright orange buoys, planted by Chinese vessels, may look harmless at first, but they're more than just floating markers. They are silent signals of power and control. Each buoy represents a message: this is our territory. And this time, they appeared deep within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, a part of the sea internationally recognized as belonging to the Philippines. While the world watched, Chinese fighter jets began patrolling nearby skies. Local fishermen reported seeing unfamiliar aircraft roaring above as they tried to work.
"We're just trying to fish," one fisherman said, "but now it feels like a war zone."
Satellite images later confirmed the presence of Chinese jets from air bases built on reclaimed reefs that used to be coral sanctuaries but are now transformed into military outposts. The Philippine Navy quickly responded, sending patrol ships to monitor the situation. But they faced a familiar challenge: Chinese Coast Guard vessels blocking their path, shining lasers, and using water cannons. Despite the intimidation, the Philippines stood firm, vowing not to back down. President Marcos Jr. called the actions provocative and illegal, while military officials declared that every inch of Philippine territory would be defended. Around the world, allies took notice. The United States, Japan, and Australia expressed strong support for the Philippines, warning China that freedom of navigation must be respected. Yet China continues to insist the entire South China Sea belongs to them, citing ancient maps and historical rights that the International Court already dismissed in 2016. The Philippines won that case, but victory on paper doesn't always mean safety at sea. For Filipino fishermen, this conflict isn't about politics or history, it's about survival. Their families depend on these waters. Every buoy China installs pushes them farther from their own livelihood. Every jet that flies overhead reminds them how small their boats really are. The West Philippine Sea is no longer just a map dispute. It's a stage for power, pride, and the future of an entire nation's sovereignty. As tension rises, the world watches closely, wondering if diplomacy can still calm the waves, or if the South China Sea will become the next flashpoint for global conflict. The question remains: will peace prevail, or are we witnessing the first signs of something much bigger brewing beneath the waves?
Tension is rising once again in the West Philippine Sea. What started as quiet waves and blue horizons has turned into a stage for power and control. Recently, China deployed new ocean buoys and fighter jets deep inside waters claimed by the Philippines. The move shocked many, leaving Filipinos asking one question: how far will China go? These floating buoys may look harmless, but experts say they are not just simple markers. Each one carries advanced sensors, communication devices, and tracking systems that allow China to monitor movements across the sea. Alongside these buoys, Chinese jets have been spotted flying low over disputed areas, an intimidating show of power that signals one message: control. The Philippines, on the other hand, is not staying silent. The government has filed diplomatic protests, the Navy has increased patrols, and fishermen are sharing stories of being shadowed or blocked by Chinese vessels. The West Philippine Sea is not just a body of water. It is a lifeline for thousands of Filipino fishermen and a symbol of national pride. For years, these waters have been at the heart of a territorial tug-of-war, with China claiming almost the entire South China Sea under its 9-dash line, a claim the World Court already rejected in 2016. Yet, China continues to expand, building artificial islands, setting up radar towers, and now deploying buoys that act like digital eyes watching over the region. What makes this story more alarming is how these actions are happening quietly, step by step, reshaping the sea without a single shot fired. The jets that roar above the reefs and the buoys floating below the waves are part of a larger strategy: control through constant presence. Meanwhile, the Philippines faces a difficult challenge. It must defend its sovereignty without sparking a full-scale conflict. Filipino coast guards, often sailing in smaller ships, find themselves staring at Chinese destroyers that dwarf them in size. Yet they continue to sail, wave their flag, and assert their right to their waters. Across the nation, voices are growing louder. calling for unity, resilience, and international support. The world watches closely, aware that this small patch of ocean could decide the future balance of power in Asia. The West Philippine Sea is no longer just about territory. It's about freedom, survival, and dignity. As the sun sets over its shimmering waves, one thing becomes clear. The sea remembers every